Darlene from Couture. I'm gonna make sure this is centered. It might be a little crooked. Let me see. I'm trying to get it as straight as possible. All right. So I wanted to show you how to do layering. So we're just gonna do this quick little project and teach you how to do layers. This is our tractor life. And this cute little frame has a pulley at the top. So it hangs from this metal part and it's on the pulley. Sorry, my screen is not big enough for all of this. I will take a picture at the end. Now, when you're doing layers, our new transfers have numbers. So you'll know that this is number 1. So you're gonna do your number 1 first. And then number 2 is gonna go over it. And the words are just gonna go up at the top. I'm gonna do my words in white and red. And I have used this transfer before, but this surface is not a Chalk Couture surface. So I'm gonna fuzz it, and I am gonna just wipe this with a rag that I have used wax on before. It has a little bit of wax on it, the rag does. So this is the wax that I use. I just put a little thin coat on there just to protect the transfer. You don't want to pull so hard that your transfer starts to stretch. So I took the backer sheet off. On the back I have put an X. That's the side that you don't put it on. This is the shiny side. When I'm done drying or washing this, I will put it back onto there. And I'm going to fuzz my transfer. I'm going to put this up at the top. This is a very quick project. I'm going to push it down, get all of my air bubbles out. I have my mini squeegee. Going to dip that into my white chalk paste. You want your chalk paste to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. Going to spread that and then put the excess back into my jar. Our transfers are reusable, so they have a silk screen in them. You can use them again and again. You just wash them afterwards. I'm going to put this into a water bath so that none of the chalk paste will dry on the transfer. Just taking my small squeegee, going across, putting the excess back into my jar. You want to work quickly so that the chalk paste does not dry on your silk screen. You're going to pull side to side or top to bottom. You can see the silk screen here. It leaves these little, these cute little things. It makes it look kind of rustic on the font. The words are, they're not supposed to be filled in. That's the way that the transfer is. Putting that into my water bath. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the first layer of the tractor. I'm going to leave room down here, remembering that my wheels take up a little bit of space. I'm going to peel my transfer off my backer sheet, saving that backer sheet. I'm going to fuzz this on my towel. You can use any towel. This is our fuzzing cloth. And I'm going to use a couple of colors. I'm going to do this tractor like a John Deere green style tractor. So I'm going to use a couple of different colors on here. I'm going to put my yellow in here. I definitely want this to be green. I want this to be yellow, and the rest of it is going to be green. The wheel wells are going to be white. And then my tires are going to be gray because this is on a black surface. I can't use black for my tires. They won't show up. So I'm getting my white on here. And then I'm going to use a mini squeegee, dip it into the yellow, and I'm just going to do this area, this inside area. Maybe, okay, I'm going to do the grill part too. So I will do the inside area yellow. We want this to be our John Deere green style. We want to make sure we have a lot of contrast though. Scraping our excess, putting it back into our jar. You want to work quickly. And I'm going to need to use my multi-tool on my green because some of these areas are tiny down here, and to get in here and get that in there and not have yellow all in with it, it's going to be a trick. So using my multi-tool, you could tape this off. You could do this in a couple of different tries if you wanted to, if you were worried about not being able to do this right. So you want to be able to work this quickly so it does not dry on the transfer. Scraping off my excess the best that I can. Maybe I'll use my small squeegee now on that to get, that's a lot easier. Okay, so using my small squeegee on the areas that I can, and then I want to peel this. Well, you know what? My white right here wasn't quite smooth. Wiping my fingers on a paper towel. I'm going to peel this, and this is going to go into my water bath over here. You always want to have a water bath waiting for you, ready for your transfer. I'm going to dry this real quickly. It will dry within a minute with a heat gun. I'm going to turn it to air. You can see it start to change color as it's drying. You want to make sure it's dry, and you want to make sure it's not hot. Now our next layer, because it's going over this chalk paste, we want to make sure it's not going to pull it up. So we're going to fuzz this 6 times. And we can also use our rag that we had that had the wax on it. And that will help so that it doesn't pull it up. So this is just, it just has wax from before. All I'm doing is rubbing it over there so it will release. Okay, now I'm going to line this up. You can see through this. You can see the areas where it's supposed to line up, because you want to have your good detail. It doesn't line up perfectly, I'm going to tell you that. It just does not. The tires are going to be in our storm, which is a gray, and then the rest of this is going to be green. So I'm going to take the storm. I have a multi-tool in there. It's kind of messy because it's all over it. I'm going to try not to get it all over me. I'm going to actually wipe it, the handle part, a little bit, because I want to get my hand closer down. Wiping it with a paper towel. Okay, so I'm not quite as messy. Dip it into your chalk paste, and I can pretty much spread that. This is the area that needed to have the multi-tool right there. The rest of it should be fine with a squeegee. Working quickly so that it doesn't dry on the transfer. Put the excess back into your jar. And then we're going to use our green. We're going to spoon some of our green out there, and we're going to get all the little details. And once again, I'll use a multi-tool right over here where it's close to the tire so that I don't blend my colors together. And then I'll take my squeegee that I was using before, and I will work this area. And that's how fast this is. You don't sit and fuss over it. You just get it done. Get all of the chalk paste squeegeed back off, and then pull your transfer. You do not want the chalk paste to dry on your transfer. This is something that you have to learn, that, oops, and I got some, oh, actually that's the top part that's supposed to be there. You don't want your chalk paste to dry on your transfer. And it pulled up just a little bit. If you look at the back of that, you can see a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white. It just made it look rustic. Didn't pull up chunks of it, which was great. So this here, I can see it's, you know what? I'm gonna touch it up with my multi-tool just because I don't know, it has some other color there. I can probably lay this back down onto that. If I dry this really quickly, I can lay that back down. So I'm gonna do that. There's an area that wasn't quite dry. I'm gonna dry this. I'm gonna take it back down to room temperature. And then we're just gonna do that little area. And it's actually not looking bad as it's drying. So I'm just gonna line that up really carefully. And I think what happened was there was a little chunk of chalk paste right there. I think that's all that happened. And I'm just redoing that one little area, and then I'm gonna pull this. Okay. Actually doesn't look much better, but I think that I can get it. I'm gonna put this into my water bath. I'm grabbing a clean multi-tool, and I'm just going to pat it and get that filled in. There we go. Okay, so that will be fine. It will dry nicely, and everything else looks good. So that's our quick little project with layering. I'm gonna wash all my tools, gonna get on with my day, and you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. I hope it wasn't too crooked. Oh my goodness. Well, if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. I come back and I answer all of the questions. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.